Thank you very much, Mr. President. You know, yesterday, the majority party put forward an $11 billion cut package. Today, we put forward another $4.5 billion piece of the governor's proposal. If I do the math, that adds up to $15.5 billion. Could have passed yesterday's measure, could pass today's measure. Tomorrow we could pass the next set of measures, and we could get to 24. So to my esteemed colleague, Senator Hollingsworth, it's not either or. And it's certainly not either or when 5 days now before a deadline for IOUs, we have not seen a plan from the minority party that gets us to $24 billion. And I remind you again that you have publicly rejected both the governor's $8 billion in one-time solutions, as well as his $1.9 billion local government solution. So you're way short of the governor. And yet you take the position today that you don't want to pass bills that would indisputably avoid the payment of IOUs in just a few days. You don't have to take my word for it or any of my colleagues' words for it. We know yesterday that the state controller, John Chung, put out a letter in which he said, if there is not some resolution of this budget crisis by June the 30th, I will issue IOUs on July the 2nd. Today, Treasurer Lockyer and Controller Chung put out a second statement, and I think it is important that we read parts of it publicly here on this floor. They both said, there is no need to hold these measures hostage pending a full budget settlement. Their ultimate enactment is inevitable, and quick approval of these payment deferrals and reductions will provide sufficient cash to get us through the current crisis and avoid issuing IOUs starting July 2nd. And here's the real kicker, because we know that all of us, Democrats and Republicans alike, care deeply about stimulating this economy and ensuring that we keep construction and transportation projects moving forward. And so the next paragraph is especially poignant. If the state is forced to issue IOUs instead of paying its bills on time, the consequences will be immediate and long-lasting. It will greatly increase the cost and difficulty of completing essential cash flow borrowing in the next few months, and it will undermine, perhaps for years, California's ability to sell its long-term general obligation bonds. Members, behind me here is just a little chart that illustrates in the most common sense way what it is we are talking about. Controller Chung has indicated that we, absent any corrective action, we have a $3 billion hole effective the end of July. And these solutions provide almost $4.5 billion of cash. And so the choice is clear. Now, Senator Hollingsworth says, let's do all $24 billion. Yes, let's do all $24 billion. Let's do all $24 billion. But as we sit here today, we have some real and significant disagreements with the governor's proposal. And of course, as I pointed out a moment ago, our colleagues on the other side of the aisle don't have a proposal. We have some significant disagreements. And as I said yesterday, we will be here every day working. I look forward to continuing conversations with you, with the governor. But why is it either or? I conclude with this. A few moments ago, I watched Assemblymember Sam Blakesley stand up on the Assembly floor and speak eloquently and with pride about how the State Assembly had come together with near unanimity, 68 to nothing, on one bill, 72-0 on another bill, 54-0 on a third bill. I heard him speak with pride about how this is the way it should operate. This is the way it should go. We should come together, agree where we can agree, and then debate our remaining difference and come to resolutions on those as well. Why can't that happen over here? You have a simple choice. You have the ability today to avoid California businesses, vendors, state employees, county workers, county governments. You have the opportunity today to prevent the people of our state from being subject to IOUs. You have that opportunity. Your assembly counterparts took that opportunity nearly unanimously. Please do not stand in the way. Governor Schwarzenegger, please reconsider your all-or-nothing strategy. We told you yesterday, we're willing to try to get to $24 billion. We're not going to do it the way you suggest. We'll sit down and we'll talk through with you how we get there. But in the meantime, don't subject the people of California to unnecessary pain. Urge an aye vote.